Welcome to week 6, and we are going to talk about glaciers and arid landscapes this week. And in this first video and the next 2 videos we're going to focus on glaciers, and in the last 2 videos we're going to talk about arid landforms. So the 2 questions we're going to answer in this first video are: what are glaciers and what are the major types that exist? So what are glaciers? They are an accumulation of snow and ice that are thick enough to flow under its own weight. The major types of glaciers include continental or ice sheet glaciers and alpine or valley glaciers. The difference between these two is their size and if they're confined or not. So continental glaciers cover huge areas of land, continent size like Antarctica, Greenland, and they're not confined. So they basically flow from the center where the ice is accumulating and building up outwards to the edges in kind of a radial fashion. Whereas in alpine or valley glaciers, they're confined to a valley. They're smaller in size. So think Mount Hood, which lies on a larger continent, so much different size there. And then alpine or valley glaciers have a wide variety of different types that kind of fit into that category, such as Tidewater, Piedmont, Cirque, and your textbook goes into those different types. But we're just going to focus on the 2 main categories, just to give you an idea of what they look like. Here's a couple pictures of some valley glaciers. You can see it's confined to a valley in all of these situations, and that's where all the erosion is happening, is right along where that ice is flowing from the accumulation area where the ice is building up to where it's going to melt away. And then our ice sheets cover huge areas. So here's North America, and we have our tiny little glaciers on our composite volcanoes in the northwest that you can barely see on this map, but the continental ice sheets you can see cover huge areas, just absolutely enormous. And there are 2 presently on the Earth, Antarctica and Greenland, and the Antarctic ice sheet is at least 4 kilometers, pretty enormous in size, so much different as far as size goes. So that's the basics on what glaciers are and the major types. Sign off and come back in the next video and talk about how ice forms and how ice moves.